Multiple people died during the riots, including a U.S. Capitol police officer.
Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick killed.
The 12-year veteran of the force collapsed after a confrontation with violent rioters.
He died defending the U.S. Capitol.
The 42-year-old Iraq War veteran was hailed as a hero.
He had a habit. When he was changing, he would hang his jeans here. And I cannot get myself to move his jeans from where he last hung them on the afternoon of the 6th.
There are few people in this world who knew U.S. Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick, like his live-in partner of more than 11 years, Sandra Garza. They shared a home in Northern Virginia and 2 dachshunds that were like their kids.
Let's see the front of the bear.
Sandra thought that Donald Trump bear would be a cute gift for Brian. After all, they were both big fans of the then president. And although the couple had separated just a few months before Brian's death, they remained best friends, which is what brought Sandra back to Brian's home on January 6th.
He had told me that because of the protests, that he was going to be working a lot of extra hours, and he needed me to stay, you know, in this house to take care of our dachshunds. And I said, absolutely, not a problem. That was the last conversation that we had.
At work, Sandra got word things at the Capitol were getting bad. Brian had sent texts earlier in the day saying he had been pepper sprayed. Body cam video shows the moment it happened. Brian, right there, the arrow in blue. But he also texted Sandra he was okay.
Once he said he was fine, I relaxed. You know, I went back to work.
But that night, her phone rang. A state trooper told her Brian had collapsed.
They told me that he was on a ventilator, that his heart had actually stopped. He had to be resuscitated.
His condition only worsened by the next day.
I mean, in a nutshell, Brian was brain dead.
Sandra says the family made the agonizing decision to take Brian off life support.
I just remember looking at him dead in the bed, and I'm thinking, this can't be happening. He can't be dead. He was laying right here, and I touched his forearm, and his forearm was still warm. So I kept my hand on his forearm, and I was just looking at him, and I was just telling him I loved him so much, and that I still couldn't believe that he was gone. I kissed him on his forehead, and I said, I will always love you forever, Brian, always.
It took the D.C. medical examiner 3 months to complete Brian's autopsy, ultimately ruling he died of natural causes after suffering 2 strokes, leaving some to downplay his death and the role January 6th may have played in it.
That's the other part that really angers me, is that people, you know, said online or on different media outlets, well, you know, his death was natural, so we can just toss it away. He doesn't deserve all the recognition he's getting. Bullshit. He does. He was out there busting his hump, helping his colleagues, and doing his best to keep those people at bay.
2 of those people, Julian Khater and George Tanios, now face felony charges for assaulting Officer Sicknick and 2 other Capitol police officers with pepper spray. And while the wheels of justice turn for them, life has ground to a halt for Sandra Garza.
Yeah, I mean, like, I still can't bear to pack up his clothes in his closet there. It's just, I feel like it's...
Final?
Yeah, I guess that's the best word. But it feels like, yeah, finality. Like he's, yeah, gone forever.
And you're not ready for that?
Not yet. Not yet.
Sandra Garza says Donald Trump, the man she and Brian Sicknick once cheered for, never called to offer his condolences after Brian's death. She now hopes Congress's Select Committee to investigate January 6 will once and for all hold those responsible accountable for what happened here at the U.S. Capitol. Eric Flack, WUSA 9.